What if I told you there's an AI that can build your entire year's worth of N8N automations in a single afternoon? I'm Ethan Nelson. I've made 134 grand in the past 6 months building and selling N8N AI automation systems, and recently I stumbled onto something that feels borderline unfair. Manus AI can help build out entire AI agent teams and multi-workflow systems with a single prompt. Because Manus can then go and research documentation, it can find examples, it's the best platform to use to actually go and generate workflows. It can even handle business logic. You tell it what problem you're trying to solve and it will come up and build that workflow for you. It's pretty unfair. And so this is zero coding, zero node by node building. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. We're going to do it live on this call. We're going to build an entire AI sales team inside of Manus with a single prompt. So let's dive right in. So here's the prompt that we're going to be using. It's basically telling Manus to go and create all these different agents, and it's mapping out the exact key features, the exact potential commands, and the exact outputs. So basically we're telling it to generate these between 6 and 8 different workflows right here. And that's what we're going to give to Manus. So I'm going to copy and paste this into Manus. And we're actually going to be using the agent functionality here because that is the most intelligent version of Manus. We have the adaptive in the chat. We don't want to use those. So now the next thing is we're going to add a bunch of JSON files so that Manus understands how to create N8N workflows. So I'm going to go over here into the community. You can pretty much get any AI agent workflows, but the more complex, the better. So I'm going to bring in this meta agent workflow. I'm going to bring in the email personalization one. I think I already downloaded quite a few here, so I'm going to add some of these in. So I'm going to add in the meta agent. I'm going to add in the, oops, it's not what I was looking for. I'm going to add in the, let me make sure that got added correctly. Oh yeah, it got added twice. So the meta agent, we're going to add the pinecone, add to pinecone. We're going to add in a customer support agent, AI appointment setter agent. If I don't like drag it perfectly, it opens up in a new tab. AI appointment setter, or that added twice. And so really the more workflows, the better, right? And so let me go and add a couple more. So we have the, let's go and add a couple random ones. So we have sort emails. We have build financial document assistant using Mistral AI. We have Google Analytics report. So really I'm just taking workflows from the AI agent templates in the community link down below, and I'm just going and adding all these in here. So create Google Docs Analytics, build a financial document report, analyze emails. So that should be enough. Now I'm going to say, using the JSON files attached here and the specific role prompts above, please generate all of these workflows that are listed in the pasted text. So now I'm literally just going to go and I'm going to let this think, and I'm going to let this really work its magic here. So it's going to analyze all the files, extract workflows, specification, generate workflow implementations. It's going to deliver all the workflows. And so Manus takes a while to run. You'll get 500 or 1,000 credits when you sign up, but you might want to sign up for a more complex plan, a higher tier plan, because I'm currently on the free plan because I wasn't using it a ton, but when I was using this a ton, I was on the $20 and $40 a month plans, and this gives you access to some of their more advanced agent modes, some of these like different modes. If you're really trying to create an insane amount of workflows, it might make sense to go with the $200 a month plan. But this is 300 credits a day, probably not enough. And chat mode, you're probably going to want to get on at least the $19 a month plan, which will give you access to all of these credits per month. All right, so now let's go back here, because sometimes one chat can use 1,000, 2,000 credits. I'll actually show you exactly how much it used. So if I'm going to usage, going to some of my older chats, let me go to like page 5. 2,000 to build out the AI course inside of the school community. I was using Manus's help for that. Minus 2,200 to build out a course. Minus 2,300. You can see like I'm using 2,000 credits every time I'm trying to do a lot of research with Manus. But we're letting this go. It has all the nodes in it. It's going and it's creating all these different files. It's reading all these different files, and then you can see now it's creating a new file. So this is a new file that it created based on what we told it to do. I'm going to let this run for a few minutes, and then I'm going to come back so you can see the final output of this one-shot prompt. So it finally finished after about 20 minutes of running, and I'm going to show you what the output is. So after about 20 minutes, we got an output here, and this is what it looks like. So we have this JSON file. We have the N8N documents describing what each of the workflows do and contextualizing them, and the installation guide. So if we go over here, I'm going to go to download, and I'm going to open up this zip file. So we have this. I'm going to open this up, and now we have all of the workflows in here. So now if I go over here into N8N, I can go in here and import from a file, and I can see all these different workflows in here. So I can import one at a time. I'm going to import the main orchestrator agent. So this is the orchestrator agent. It's executing, it's taking an action router, logging the action, executing a sub workflow. And then, like I said, what I want to say here is like, it's not going to get it perfect every time. There are going to be some nodes that you need to figure out. There are going to be some nodes that aren't perfect, but they get pretty damn close, and they're going to take away so much extra time. So we can see this agent. Then we have the lead discovery agent. This is pretty solid. So we get a webhook here. Then it goes into the Google Maps API, processes the results, enriches the data, saves it to the database. This looks like it's calling another workflow. We have the LinkedIn search API. We have the Yelp search API. So this is finding leads and processing them. Still might need a little bit of work, but not bad. So now I'm going to go to the next one here, and I'm going to do the database management workflow. So here's the database management workflow. We have set option parameters, check for duplicates, execute duplicate check. And so it's basically inserting the leads if there is no duplicate. So if it is a duplicate, then it's handling it, formatting the response, updating the lead. And so you can see here we have the 3 parts of this workflow so far. And then let's see what the next workflow is. And so we can see this was one single Manus prompt. And if I'm going to import from file, we're going to go to the email campaign workflow. So let's see what type of workflow this is. So we have the email campaign workflow, which is getting the leads. It's then generating the drip email. Not bad. It's then we're giving them all access to the same OpenAI node. It's generating the email content, generating A/B variants. Let's see, generating A/B variant for the following lead. It takes all the information from the lead that we scraped. It gives it different variant configurations, and it looks like that variation is going to come from this code module or different stuff. So we're getting the target leads. We're generating the email content. We're then sending the emails. Now this I would probably change with instantly or smart lead, but it's fine. Like it's trying to send the emails, and then it's logging everything in a Postgres database. So this is really solid. So after building out an entire software platform and delivering for a dozen clients of AI lead generation, everything we do is stored in SQL databases. Everything we do is AI agents, and so that's that. Now let's keep going. So this is the 4th workflow that Manus generated for us. So I'm going to import from a file. I'm going to get the 5th workflow in here. So this is the appointment setting workflow. Let's see how solid it is. We actually just built this out recently. Gmail response trigger, analyze response intent. Not bad. Analyzing the following email response and determine intent. And then check calendar availability. So it's using Google API. Now, obviously we can go and use Google Calendar's native integration here. And then, but it's saying between this many minutes, this is how long, taking all of the stuff from the email. It's generating the scheduling email, generating info response, send email, log appointment. So we have this master Postgres database to manage everything. Not bad. Now let me go to the last but not least workflow here. And then we have the installation guide. So now this one looks like it's not importing. It's not valid JSON. So every once in a while you'll run into this. There will be one workflow that doesn't quite work correctly, but not bad. So a one-shot prompt with Manus and a couple workflows. And we got this orchestrator agent that coordinates the system. So obviously I'd probably go in here. I would add in, call another N8N workflow. And then we would go in here and, from by ID, we would start defining all of these other workflows. We'd start defining the lead discovery agent. We'd start defining the database management. We'd set up this Postgres database. And then inside of this database, what we would do is we'd then go and, set up all the fields correctly. And so the big thing here is that it can basically architect and create the schema for the entire system. So you can see, I didn't even think about this once. I literally just gave it this prompt. Like, I didn't describe exactly what I wanted in here. So here's the different prompts. I mean, I did describe exactly what I wanted, but I didn't tell it exactly how to do it. And I said, here's the data flow between these different agents. Here's the different CRMs. We're going to use Postgres, etc. And it built this all out. It has the appointment setting. So obviously, we need to go and refine this a little bit, but it created the prompts for us. Like, that's a pretty solid prompt. Here's all the lead information. Here's the prompt on being an expert scheduling assistant, checking the calendar. And so I can start to see how this sales agent team is going to start to work, and how all of these workflows are going to work together, and how I'm going to use this orchestrator agent that has access to, if I turn this into an expression, has access to all these different workflows. It understands these different workflows. It's giving me example commands. And then inside of this, it's then going to go and call the lead discovery agent, the database management workflow, the email campaign workflow, etc., etc. So this is the basics of using Manus. Now, obviously, we can train Manus more. We can say, okay, this was good. Here's 1,000 words of feedback that we have. I use Whisper Flow to do the voice command. You can see the voice command down here. Now, if I let go of this button, it's going to then, put in. So what I usually do is then I'll go in here. I will put this on, and I will literally just go and I'll talk and I'll look through and I'll say, all right, for the email campaign workflow, I'm not fully sure how the campaign router works and what these code modules do. Can you help both define those for me and also help me, figure out what this does and how it works together? And then you can start to refine it. You can create iterations on it. But within, 15 minutes, we had all 4 of these sales workflows built and completed. And you can see they're pretty complex. I just did a video on using ChatGPT free version to do it, just to show you that any model can do it, even if you don't have money to pay. But obviously, the better models will create a lot higher quality outputs. Claude 4 Opus, I think, is still the best. But Manus does a lot better job of mapping out the schemas and the strategy for the systems. So maybe you go and you map this all out in Manus, and then you take the Manus one, you put it into Claude, you refine it, and you can see that within no time you could be creating some of the most effective workflows you can possibly imagine. You can create workflows that are automating the entirety of a business, from operations, sales, marketing, etc. And so that's the idea here. That's the goal. So, inside of AI Entrepreneur University, this is basically the entire goal. Most people focus on building automations. I focus on, using tools like this to build it for you, or hiring people and focusing on offer creation, market positioning, email psychology, and copywriting, lead gen systems. Because if you understand how to create really high value offers with really high value, you're doing high quality copywriting, you have all the systems to add the leads into your outbound sequences, you can get crazy results. We already have hundreds of people in here getting crazy results from the system. And you can see we're releasing modules every single week with an AI template library of over 400 different templates, which then you can go and just add them into Manus, add them into Claude. But that's essentially it, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you. This is an extremely powerful system to then go and build it. Obviously, we can see here it's telling us exactly how to set up the SQL database, how to set up all the OAuth, right? And we can see that we're getting all of these instructions. Not only do we have the workflows, but we have the instructions of how to set up these SQL databases. What do we want to connect them? What schema do we want to put inside of this? Here's the Docker deployment. Here's all this stuff. And so this is a little bit more on the advanced side, but if you're trying to create really, really high quality workflows, it's going to be worth your time to deeply understand how to use Manus to generate AI agent teams for your business and for your clients' businesses.